Hello guys, welcome to Geek Society. I'm Nolan Prince. I'm joined by Sahil, Rohit, and Harneet. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
And we are here, guys, to talk about Moon Knight. I know hype is over. Everyone want to talk about Doctor Strange, but we'll not because Harneet has still not seen the movie. No spoilers in the chat. Harneet, please don't read the chat. And we'll talk about Moon Knight first. Tomorrow we'll be doing a Doctor Strange stream, so do join us for that at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Do join us. So much to talk about. You know that happened, and okay, whatever. But yeah, Moon Knight. Already my thoughts on each episode is out with Varun, so I'll start from you guys. Overview one by one.
मेरा सारे थॉट्स बाहर है तो मैं जा रहा हूँ भाई तुम लोग स्ट्रीम करो
Literally like I'm putting my picture and I'm going. Phone करके बुलाना जब हो जाए. Yeah, but yeah. Who wants to go first?
Rohit.
साहिल
क्या था ये? What was this stare for 2 minutes?
ऐसा
Okay,
लग रहा है
okay. Let me decide.
क्या
Harneet.
पता है?
This reminded me of class participation कि कौन बोलेगा मैं सबसे पहले and everybody goes silent for a while कि और last में you expect the person कि चलो तुम बोलो
Days were more also, na? When you have to go and ask your teacher for some permission, and then you are like, "Hey, friend, तू जा." नहीं मैं तू बोल.
and the teacher is like ये बहुत बोलता है किसी को बोलो इसको पकड़ो at least it's like इसको पकड़ो.
Are your like in school time used to happen that if it's your birthday you go distribute your chocolates and
Yes,
you had to appoint a
Yeah.
friend with you who will carry the chocolate.
Yes.
And when
Yeah,
your
so that it is
when
faster.
the person you think is your best friend he doesn't pick you.
Oh.
Oh man.
Simpler times.
And वो होता था हमारा close friends उस जमाने का. Close friends feature of Instagram.
But that reminds me of
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Whenever I say Moon Knight I have to do
Yes, बिल्कुल.
And this is the person who said कि बात नहीं करेंगे म्यूजिक के बारे में like
yeah.
Why?
अरे
If
यार
you're not talking about Moon Knight's music, then I think I should not be here.
See, I told you.
We will
No,
not
because-
talk about it. We will not talk about it. We will play it on the stream. So that
we'll
is-
play it. We'll play it. Yeah.
Oh, no stream then. Copyright. Okay, Parth is here. Ritvik is here. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Let us know your thoughts on Moon Knight in the chat. And actually, I put up a poll. Is Moon Knight the best MCU show? 67% say yes, 33% say no. We only have 3 votes, so yeah.
Best of what in this year?
I feel like repeating myself. I feel like repeating myself every time there is a new MCU show. I'm like ये पुराने वाले से अच्छा था. ये पहले वाले से अच्छा. This was the best MCU show. Every time a new MCU show.
Did you say the same for What If?
Did you say?
हाँ,
for
obviously I
Hawkeye?
did.
Yeah,
I
you say
did.
the same?
I even said it for Hawkeye also.
Yes, something is wrong
Hawkeye
with
was
you.
better than previous shows.
अब वो वैसा करना पड़ेगा. You remember when we did that marathon for MCU? अब एक दिन सारा बैठ के ये shows का marathon करना पड़ेगा. और
Going
then
through
we'll
all the
judge.
streams, what I said about which show.
हाँ,
Okay.
बहुत convoluted हो गया.
Let's come back. Moon Knight. Okay, let's do this. Do you think it's the best show? One by one. Harneet.
MCU में हाँ
हाँ, MCU में I think is the best अभी तक Disney Plus का
मेरा
show.
लोकी के
MCU
साथ
का.
Welcome Ayush.
No for me.
no for you.
Okay. चलो फिर टाटा बाय बाय. मैच देखो तुम.
मैं तो बहुत ही clear है मेरा तो.
ठीक है यार, बहुत आगे है. देख लो मैच देख लो.
अभी I'm saying if I'm not talking about music of Moon Knight ना, then मैं तो कुछ बोल नहीं पाऊंगा इस stream में.
चलो okay, let's first focus. I think people will leave. They're like अरे बकवास.
नहीं see, despite some obvious issues, I think story wise or like plot wise, I think this is the best MCU show अभी तक का.
Okay, just want to confirm, guys. Can you hear them? What if you cannot hear them? That will be a.
What if?
What if?
What if episode 4?
What if I am talking to myself?
Marvel fans be like, they see the moon and go like, is that a Moon Knight reference?
अरे भाई क्यों? Okay.
Moon M. Mephisto starts with M. Are they connected?
I'm like, even now, Marvel is kind of making fun of that. Mephisto. They're like, who the hell is Mephisto?
Nobody knew him before this
Even
WandaVision
Kevin
came.
Feige is like calling the comics guy, dude. Do you know Mephisto something? What is this fans talking about? What I don't know. Let's plan it for next 10 years. All right. Okay. Again, back to the show. Wow, we have 9 people watching.
That's one more
I'm
than
surprised.
the last stream we had.
Okay, now we are back to it. Artist says easily the best MCU show, or Artiste. I don't know how to pronounce that. ARTSITE.
Artist.
Artist.
It's
Okay.
artist.
Not making fun, guys. Just having fun. Okay. अरे क्या हुआ हरनीत? Why do you get silent? Go.
अरे नहीं. My thing is, you first have to give disclaimer to people. कि कोई डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज के बारे में बात नहीं करेगा.
Okay. No Doctor Strange spoilers, guys. In the chat, we'll not talk about Doctor Strange. We don't talk about how cool the cameos was, what an outstanding ending was. The crazy post-credit thing happened in the second one. We'll not talk about any of that today. Tomorrow we'll do all of that. So please, because Harneet has not seen and we are all good geeks, we don't do spoil things for other people. My favorite part is actually to show something to someone and see their reaction and not spoil it for them. So we should not do that. So let's not do it. And Moon Knight. Dude, we are 10 minutes into the stream. Moon Knight. Let's talk about the show. Already it's being overshadowed by Doctor Strange. All right, go.
What do you want us to talk about?
I just asked the question. Do you think it's the best show?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
no.
don't-
Then say no. Reason.
I told you.
What is this? Yes, no answer. Interview चल रहा है क्या?
It's tied with Loki. For
Okay.
But I think Moon Knight is a little notch more above than Loki for me, because it had to establish a new character altogether.
Yeah.
It had to give us interesting mythology. Loki was interesting from phase 1 itself. Moon Knight, you bring in Moon Knight, make him an interesting character, make them an interesting character, and interesting.
We are Moon Knight.
Yeah, we are Moon Knight.
Now it really works. Here it works. Not in that show where it originated. It was a Flash reference, by the way. Okay.
We are the Flash. But I feel obviously it does have its issues sometimes, especially in the finale. But
Whoa. Hey. We'll come to
it
that.
does. It does. According to me, it is my opinion.
No, I said we'll come to that.
But
Does Rohit have a poster of Moon Knight in his?
yes, I do. I really like Mr. Knight.
Acha. I didn't notice.
So I think we have his chance already.
No, I like
Spent-
Mr.
he-
I really
He
like
spent
Mr.
more money than all of us on Moon Knight already.
This poster was for $30, okay?
Who told you I
That's
spent
30
anything?
more than me.
You
That's
have
more than
spent
me. I have
30 more than us.
Yes.
You already paid for your Disney Plus subscriptions.
Who told you?
30
You
plus.
did too.
You are-
Did I? did
I want to know in the chat how many people did spend money on this show. That'd be a cool question. Would you spend money on for this show? Is it that good?
Yes.
Rohit don't have to say anything. Just point finger.
I think I would have spent only because of it's Marvel, and I do not watch anything of Marvel, so I would have spent. But I
Yeah,
don't think so. I
there
would
is
have
a
spent-
FOMO factor now.
Yes, no, not for me, but yeah, I understand for the poor factor also. But I feel my money wouldn't have been the worth.
Oh, wow.
That's what I feel right now. Yeah.
Okay. Artist says, after Daredevil, it is my only favorite Marvel show. All right. And he also says, I'm assuming it's he. Did they show any connection to the main MCU in the series? They
No.
one.
like if you
I
see
don't.
New Rockstar's
See,
video,
There's only one. Yeah, New Rockstar कहता है कि there's one reference of Black Panther's.
Black Panther.
वाला-
First-
Yeah, there was. There was.
Like,
There was.
what plane? I
अरे
don't remember the name.
The hippopotamus ने कहा था कि there's
Tawa.
another place you could have gone, and that place
अरे
actually is the name of the
that
The
plane na
ancestral plane. She talked about the
Ancestral.
ancestral
ancestral
plane
plane, yeah,
being very very
yeah.
beautiful and all that. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And वो Black Panther
And
का
I
reference है वो तो.
just read that there was a supposed to be a flashback scene where we would have seen 4-5 Eternals fighting alongside Khonshu. So that was cut out, definitely, like of course.
Doesn't make sense.
So like it was supposed to be a flashback scene of Khonshu fighting,
See,
and Eternals are there
for
with
me,
them.
why it worked was like we have always been thinking about shows. How are they connected to the MCU? And they have a lot of baggage to carry on and a lot of forcing to do. Like what will it connect to and what it is bringing, how it is referencing all that has been done, and how movies and show don't show other MCU projects like Thor 2 or other movies where they are fighting on the earth, but they don't talk about other Avengers and how MCU has been always being going past that. I'm not referencing that. This didn't seem like a cheap shot. Like it was not something that you would generally go into and think about that there are MCU characters and there are Avengers and all that. It didn't reference them, but it was not just like ignoring them, ignoring the existence. It was self-contained in such a beautiful way that you could just watch the show and not think about all these things. That there are Avengers, there are Eternals, and there is this whole MCU and all that. It was beautifully self-contained, like it was nicely done. And all this, it is all apart from the story and the acting perspective. Like if we talk about the acting, like in the first episode, and I saw Stephen Grant talking, and I was like, such a bullshit accent he has, a British accent. Like it is not a real British accent, and they showed it like it is supposed to be a real British accent because it's a personality from within. It's a coping mechanism. He's not a proper person. So
And he took
obviously
that
his British accent
personality
is going
from, like, he took the accent from a
from a
movie.
movie, yeah, from a
Yeah.
C grade movie, right? So
Yeah.
obviously it is not going to be as perfect as a real one. So they answered a lot of things unsaid. Plus, I am very happy that I got to see a fresh MCU project where there was no Tony Stark reference, where there were no Avengers reference. It was like something new altogether. If you don't think about MCU, you can take it outside of the MCU and watch it, and still it would make sense,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
right?
show this
So
to
that is,
anyone, like, even if
yeah,
they've
you
not
can show
even
this
heard
to
of Marvel,
anyone.
they can just see the show for what it
And
is.
that is something Kevin Feige has been doing, and they have been worried about this also. Like as a fan community, we have been talking about this a lot. Like how are they gonna contain all the new projects while there has been a Thanos, while there has been a blip, and all these things? How they are gonna contain new projects? Like how will they introduce new characters, and how will they say that they have been existing here? So this is a very good answer to that.
Yeah.
And plus this is all apart from the story perspective, from the acting perspective, and all the repercussions of the finale. So there are no repercussions to the future of the MCU. You can watch it. The future is set. Obviously, there will be some references in the Thor movie. If the God, the God Witcher is coming, and we're killing gods, and gods were introduced in the show. So as an introduction to gods, it's a pretty good show. Even if you don't watch it, MCU will make sense. If you watch this and don't watch the MCU, this show will make sense. So that's the uh,
Yeah.
thing
I
I
think
want.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Thor will refer to Moon Knight's gods. I don't see that happening.
that's also
Honestly
true.
speaking,
Like, I don't know. Like,
No,
uh,
no, I'm
but
just saying the concept of
it
gods.
doesn't feel
Like
like
there are Egyptian gods.
that is the process they're going through.
No, I'm not saying he will kill Egyptian gods. I'm just saying it was an introduction to MCU gods.
that they're
Like there
gods
are
in
some
MCU.
pantheon of Egyptian gods,
But we have already
and
got
Thor will have some other
like Thor
pantheon.
and all that.
But we already have gods. For
Yeah.
example,
Thor.
Thor,
We already have
Thor is a
gods
god.
of
Thor is the god of lightning.
Thor is
Loki
a
is the
god.
god of
Loki
mischief.
is a
Yeah.
god.
Odin
We
is
also
Yeah.
have Hela, goddess, obviously.
Odin is
And
already the All Father.
Odin is a full
Yeah.
god.
Thor
And
takes from Norse mythology.
Thor has already covered all that thing. I think that's why it makes more sense for the Thor's fourth movie to be just about the god killer kind of a character. So I think that thing they are doing great. But yes, what this show does better, like best, is it has brought the whole like this whole the Egyptian god section of Marvel also in the picture. So now,
Diversity in
yeah,
gods.
basically it is. Yeah, also again, even in the diversity, it doesn't feel like it is shoehorned.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that is something which a lot of movies, non-superhero movies also have been criticized for. But this doesn't feel like they are doing it just for the sake of it. Hey, let's try to make the people of Egypt or people of the Middle East be happy about it. It's not
Let's
about that.
let's let's come to
There was a
cultural
scene,
aspect
right?
of the show. But before that, I'll
There was
just
a
want
scene,
to.
right, in the last episode
No, it
when
doesn't.
when a civilian goes like, "You are an
Or
Egyptian superhero,"
yeah, girls
I
are
don't
with
mind it.
right? The girls are, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this movie, Doctor Strange movie, has been banned in Egypt,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
still
Egypt or Saudi?
it is not. No,
Egypt.
Egypt
No,
also.
Okay.
it's Saudi, and there are many countries, but they have different reasons. I think Egypt,
Yeah,
yeah, I think they wanted to
Egypt
remove this
also they
one
have banned.
scene about, yeah, they want to remove one scene from for America Chavez.
That's the main reason only, I think, for everyone.
So it's not like they're catering to just to pander that audience from that country. This show was made because this exists in Egypt, and it's a bonus.
Even the actress, right? May and the showrunners are
She's
also
half
like,
Egyptian. I think she's
uh,
half Egyptian. I think.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
Middle Eastern. Yeah, they're Middle Eastern from, yeah. But
Yeah.
I just want to say that the showrunners said that in the initial draft they actually had references, and then they removed all of them. They didn't want to have anything connect having any like putting a a reference in the dialogues or in the main narrative. There are like side things on the like in the behind some poster or something like that which reference something like that, but nothing else. Just take the chat before you continue. Okay. By the way, the bar was set high for the bar was not high for Disney Plus shows. Lucifer says. Artist says, how would you rank the episodes of Moon Knight worst to best? We'll do that at the end of the stream. Don't share Multiverse of Madness spoiler. Yes, Rikesh, we said that before in the stream. Also, will not do that. Ashutosh says it was one of the best decision not to make any big MCU reference. I agree. Lucifer says, okay, I'll not take that one.
क्या हुआ? क्या बोला?
No, it's about Doctor Strange.
Mom.
And
Mom. I just said mom.
well, listen, I'll take that tomorrow. We'll do Doctor Strange stream.
But I didn't understand that message also. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, let's come to the cultural aspect, and we can get in the music also. That I think Varun mentioned that while we were watching that we I saw suddenly we saw pyramids and desert when we go to Cairo and everything, and then suddenly we go to that night life and the city life and everything we see, right? And I told Varun, dude, oh shit, I always thought, in movies they show desert, so I don't imagine they'll have buildings and modern, like that. And this show literally shows that pyramids are there in front of that, it's a city.
That is true.
And Varun pointed that out, that's
like
how
that.
it is. And I think
Egypt actually there's actually one road. On the other,
Yeah.
on one side it is just the pyramids, and on the other side it's a city.
Yeah, and I think that the showrunners was not a big fan of what Wonder Woman did and how they depicted Middle East, and they wanted to really do justice to that. So I think in that
DC.
aspect, all. Oh man, yeah.
I
So,
still haven't watched Wonder Woman 84. Like I can't do that to myself.
I watched first half an hour and I was so bored I stopped watching.
it was my first movie after the pandemic in the theater.
Oh.
So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was like,
I
oh
remember.
man, it's a big screen, yeah, nice. And I remember I did my review and at the end I said it's a one-time watch. I'll not never watch the film again. But I liked it.
It was the biggest
And then everyone
disappointment
went
for
behind me.
me.
How can you like this? This is nonsense. This is shit movie. What are you saying? Yeah. I'm like,
No, it was a shit movie, but every shit movie has to be watched once at least for it to be shit.
consider it.
So,
Yeah,
So it was like
even though
that.
they should at least they should earn some money, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming to the culture aspect.
नहीं राधे भी तो कोई ना कोई देखा ही होगा ना, तभी shit. So in that sense.
I liked Moon Knight for the plot. The plot. Plot.
Oh man. But coming to the music, I think this is the most distinctive music of a show till now.
True.
And that I like. I'm someone who doesn't understand music and don't get it. I don't listen to a lot of music only when I feel like. So I'm very choosy with music. But this is the soundtrack, I want to hear and keep with me. And it was very distinct. It felt like I cannot describe what it feels like to me, but it feels authentic. It feels like from that period or era, like whatever maybe the instrument used or the beats or it feels different. It doesn't feel like a opera or what. Like again, I have no idea about music.
The music producer is an authentic, people they've actually taken people who are from from Africa, from Middle East,
Yeah,
and I think that's what it was. I think I heard somewhere that it is the first time they have hired someone to do the music from that area.
yeah,
Because usually they always just take Americans and all that.
yeah.
And
That's it for
why
music, guys.
You know,
Let's move on.
this started with Black Panther actually.
Yeah,
no,
They
Black
did
Panther
all the
also,
music and all the things.
but African American from America only did the music for Black
Huh.
Panther.
but the film is
That was
also
the
not
thing.
From
yeah,
Africa.
okay. That's
I know,
debatable.
but the point is, this person is not American at all. The person who made the music.
The point is that this is the first time
Like
they
cultural.
got someone who's outside from America, like from real
Yeah,
place, that place.
Yeah.
Finally,
Okay.
yeah.
I think
Because
there are four.
usually they do this, like if they have an Indian character, half Indian, half American. If they have a Canadian character, half American, half Canadian. If they have an African character, half African, half American. That's what they do.
But that was Shang-Chi also, right?
Yeah, same as Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, kind of, yeah. You can say that.
I think there are four pieces which I remember. Marvel का music बहुत अच्छा था. Loki का music बहुत अच्छा था.
Oh, was very good, yeah. True.
Loki का
I have no idea.
The opening sequence. The opening sequence was so good.
Opening sequences music. There's the Loki green theme. Like if you
The
have
show,
heard-
right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Loki show में का जो opening scene.
There
I
is
have no
something.
idea.
ये इस पे पूरा discussion हुआ था. Like there is a retro plus very futuristic kind of mix up
Exactly.
between the पूरा
Even-
sound में उसका.
even
And
the
it
intro.
sounds like that also.
Even the way the intro opens, it's like somebody switched on a radio. You know?
Like
Even
if
Wanda's
you have watched
even Wanda's was good. WandaVision's.
like if you have watched 1980s की movie जिसमें they talk about future 2050, so they used to make futuristic sounds in 1980, so उसका
Exactly.
feel आता है लोकी के उसमें.
It's an analog future. तुम देखोगे
Yeah.
कि green ऐसे screens होते हैं, छोटे-छोटे
Right.
computers होते हैं.
Right.
That's the
Right.
kind of futuristic appeal they go for. Moon Knight's music, I really loved.
Amazing,
Especially
amazing.
use of Arabic songs. You know, like I think there's this song El Bayok बोल के, I'm of course butchering it, but I've been hearing that Arabic song all the time after watching.
Yeah.
I think it was on episode 2 or 3. I don't remember.
It was on episode 2, and because episode 3 वाला song का name is Enta, and that's something which I listen to every single day. It's my gym song, workout song every single time. Like almost every half an hour, that song is being playing in my house or even when I'm out. I'm obsessed with that song, and I still remember when the third episode ended, and it was a great end, and that song came, and I'm sharing on the screen, and this song is playing in the background. It was so fun. And I think that's where, for me at least, the show peaked. A major reason why I'm not calling this is the best show is because the first 3 episodes did something good for me and all that in a way that I don't even remember those first 3 episodes right now. So that's the only reason which I don't feel. But yes, the music was the reason why I kept on watching this show. But yes, and it was a good payoff at the end.
The third project I think is Ludwig Göransson's Black Panther score, especially Killmonger soundtrack.
Yeah,
That is
that's
like
cool.
something else.
I know
Killmonger's
that
music
one.
is something else altogether.
Because the way it mixes trap music with African tribal music is very
Yeah.
interesting. And the other one is Mark Mothersbaugh's Thor Ragnarok score, which was completely on synths.
Dude.
So uska Thor 1 और Thor 2 का पूरा orchestral था, and Taika Waititi came, made it more 80s 80s kind of synth
लेड
vibe.
जेपलिन का लाइक उसमें जब
Led
शुरू होता है
Zeppelin
लेड जेपलिन के मतलब सॉन्ग से एंड इट गोज ऑन टू समथिंग डिफरेंट, उसका म्यूजिक अलग था. लाइक थॉर रैग्नारोक हैड अ डिफरेंट वाइब टू इट.
Thor went from being a god to a hippie, so you can see that transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
yeah.
I never saw that like that.
So even
That's
that's
true.
Like Thor 1 or 2 में you can't distinguish the movie also when it starts. Starting दोनों movies का इतना same है. Like you can't distinguish the movie. Like दोनों में Odin is narrating about some ancient war that they fought. Or if you don't see the credits, starting credit, तुम्हें पता नहीं लगेगा कि कौन सा movie. But Thor
Also, they
Ragnarok
both chose a
like
very
did
similar
something
tone
different.
of killing Loki and then Loki coming back. So even
Yeah.
that was very repetitive for no reason. Even Thor 3 did that, but by Thor 3 you kind of expected it already because you knew that he's gonna come back. But in Thor 1 and Thor 2 he dies very late in the movie, so it feels like he has actually died.
Thought
And
Ragnarok,
Thor,
when does he die?
Thor
He
Ragnarok
doesn't die,
Thor
but
Ragnarok
He gets
is
lost
like
in the
yeah,
Bifrost.
he just yes, and
Yeah.
that's very first quarter of the movie. That's why.
Yeah.
Thor
I don't
So
think
Ragnarok,
you know
anyone
he will
thought he
come back.
died.
Yeah, but in the first two, it felt he died actually.
Nitin Verma is here. Hello, Harneet sir.
Thor Ragnarok actually I think pokes fun at this
hello,
when
hello,
they
hello,
do
hello.
the get help thing.
It helped, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think Loki is the one pretending dead, right? In that scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Let's
always
you
It's
know
his thing.
dead.
let's talk about something else. Forget Moon Knight.
Like Moon Knight.
It's not like this, dude. It's like Moon Knight. Okay, coming to yeah, we talked about authenticity, talked about music, all good. One episode which technically was really bad was episode 3 until he goes into that area where the gods are there. Episode 3, where he fights in the Egypt.
One also.
No, one I didn't notice any. Was there any VFX?
When you say technically, I am also.
Oh yeah, okay,
I
that
am
chase
I'm-
sequence. Okay, I
the-
got it.
The CGI was so bad in episode 1. I was so disappointed from this show. I had actually lost my hopes from the show after seeing the CGI of the first 2 episodes.
But
the
after
first one
watching the
is where
finale, I was like, okay, I get it. Where you spend the money.
See,
Yeah,
it's like that
exactly.
thing also. Like I did not expect anything from the show in the first episode because बहुत अजीब सा accent था, and it was like क्या चल रहा है, like क्या हो रहा है, इतना गंदा acting क्यों कर रहे हैं, the accent is not good, the acting is not good, and that was like explained later on. So now the first episode makes a little more sense than it initially
Yeah,
did.
but I still feel that the CGI is not forgivable. Matlab, I mean,
See,
you are doing a
CGI is a
movie.
different CGI. So even in the final episode, it didn't hit that mark. You
No,
know,
yeah,
See,
I had
CGI was a little
no
bad
I
in
think
the
first
episode.
I had no
last
problem with the
episode was
VFX
still
and CG
better
in the
than
finale.
episode 1.
Episode 6 was outstanding, like throughout. I didn't find any except that
Episode 1
with the suit and something
was
like that,
actually
but
bad.
everything else was like
the
episode
suit
3.
scene.
Episode 3, the him running over this the buildings and fighting and all of that thing they were doing.
Oh yeah.
That like in Tiger Zinda was better.
So many of James Bond movies, you want to expect something of that level at least in these kind of chases.
And I could literally tell that this is the same location. They have this place they have considered a set to look like a marketplace.
Yes.
And you shot it that side, and that side. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to use the same location for multiple sequences in different ways, use close-ups, right? For each scene of them, you're showing a wide angle. I could tell this is the same place. They're doing all the scenes in the same place.
Is it that episode where
He's in
Steven
Egypt.
gets
The whole scene, the whole sky wala scene.
When he's in the Egypt.
Oh yeah. Okay.
When he's in Cairo, he's running after
He
the
was
dudes
interrogating.
finding-
He was interrogating some people, right?
And Laila also comes there, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then after that, he before that, I think he goes to meet the gods and tell him Harrow is trying to.
Yeah.
Yes.
But from there it became better. But before that, like the camera was shaking too much, running behind then the VFX, I could easily tell this is all fake behind. It was just
Yeah.
off.
But episode 3 had a very fantastic moment where basically they black out and Mark wakes up, you know.
Yeah.
Mark wakes up and he's holding the kid with the tie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Conscious like it won't be a problem and he just cuts his tie off.
Yeah.
I really love our protagonist's interaction with Khonshu because
Oh
even
yeah, that was lovely.
because when Khonshu was gone, right, when he was imprisoned, I felt that absence. Because I
Yeah.
really wanted him back because he's such a sinister force, right? He's not this
Like
guy.
Conchu being in the show was like an integral part. Like uske bina the show doesn't make sense at all. Plus, the acting from the actor, the voiceover artist, did a pretty good job of portraying Conchu as a somewhat sinister entity that exists.
I
It's
think-
not a very good god or something.
I think all of them did. Even Tevret, the actress who did voice for her. Even
Yeah, that
Amit,
was also
even
very
Amit,
nice.
the actress was really good.
Tower.
You know,
have you
to
seen
to
the
show
Madagascar
to
movies?
show an animal who has a human body and to connect with them in
Yeah.
just 5 minutes is a very very keen thing to do if you pull it off very well. And they did actually with Tavret and with Amit
there are
both.
actually a lot of breakdowns of the characters, like how the hippo character, the ears are always twitching.
Yeah.
Then for the crocodile, the eyes are twitching a bit, which crocodiles actually do a lot.
Yes.
One eye always twitches. And I think for Koshu, I think it's just nothing else. He's dead bird kind of a thing. But I think, as you said, right, the first few episodes are slow and all. It feels like they're keep building the intrigue up. That we like just like Steven, we have no idea what's happening, and then we go ahead. Okay, like what's happening in episode 3 also, like okay, these are gods and everything.
That is an issue with Marvel shows right now, which I feel, and it was a major issue for me in the last episode as well. That they eventually have to they save up so many things for the last episode that they have to end up going going for the stories for so fast. I mean, there were so many communications, so many scenes which it felt that it has been cut short for the final episode
Like
because they
what?
wanted to
I didn't
keep it for
feel
40
that.
minutes.
I felt season
Okay,
the way
I can name
episode
many
3.
episodes for first scenes. Okay,
I feel
The
the
first
way
would be the
episode 4
conversation.
ended, that just throws you off that, oh shit, everything we are watching is
that was
a
good.
dream.
That
So
was
it's like all the issues don't matter because it's a dream. It's just making up stuff.
Have you seen Mr. Robot?
Of course, dude.
I'll talk about
my
Yeah,
favorite.
obviously.
My favorite show. It's the best show ever made in the world. That's what I say about that show.
You remember that jail sequence?
Yes. Yes.
So, exactly.
that
So,
that season was really slow, and I was like losing interest. And then that episode happens. I'm like, I was like this. I'll not spoil if you haven't anyone. And throughout the reactions for all the episodes, I said the same thing after every episode, dude. If you want to see a 10 times better version, artist, everything, acting wise, everything. Of course, Oscar Isaac was amazing, but Rami Malek, what he has done, and the story, and dude, the ending of season 4. That last episode, when it's a sci-fi, and then they just reveal what really happened. Oh shit. Okay, whatever.
even
So
the
episode
cannot
6. Can I talk about talk about the scenes which felt very abrupt?
They
what-
did a pretty same thing for Legion.
Legion.
What?
Legion.
Legion has
X-Men
anyone seen that?
Yeah, I have not even seen.
X-Men. So they did a pretty same thing that he has a lot of multiple personalities. And they
He's the son of this, Xavier, Professor Xavier.
Professor
He's the
X,
son
yes,
of Professor Xavier.
But it has nothing to do with Fox characters in comic series, but in the show it has nothing to do with it. But the actor did such an amazing acting of all the characters there are, and the climax and the pull-offs are so great. If you want to see such a character where there are mind spaces and multiple personalities, that is one of the best shows to go and watch. And
Sikesh,
it's
we are not
very
spoiling,
underrated.
don't worry. Yeah. Which
So
season?
it's like Marvel tried to do a lot of stuff with this show. They tried to do the Legion or do Miss Robot kind of thing, plus some kind of superhero, plus some kind of cultural aspect to it. did a lot of thing with it,
See, at
and
the
they
end of the day of
got
your
away
life,
with it
it's a
also, I
superhero
think.
show, right?
Yeah.
But it was a
So
very well
I'm saying
told
that they
story.
got away with it.
Yeah, but it was a very well told story, yeah. Like the
Yeah.
intrigue works. Like when episode 4 that thing happens, like suddenly everything like oh shit, and then episode 5 happens. We get the like it's a opposite of origin story. You know, we get the origin really in episode 5. What has
Yeah.
really happened with him, and it you can call it like if you compare it with Mr. Robot, which is all about that, you cannot really compare because this show also has to do the superhero stuff and everything and include all of it.
Yep.
And whatever they did, if you may feel it's surface level, at the end when they comes to, he brings the heart back and he doesn't say I want to go to the field of reeds. I'll come back, and he
No,
puts the heart and says,
that was
"You
my
are my
major
superhero."
issue with the
Steven is
episode.
my superhero. That I connect with that. When he says that.
I
And
know. It's a beautiful episode, but the problem with that is that it's the same thing. The hippopotamus says that hey, you can't just go back. It doesn't work like that. And in the next 3 minutes, that's what happens. He just turns back and he's already in that place. He just goes. He gives this very small speech about the whole heart thing, and they all come to life. And then the whole sand comes, and then they just leave the death place. It was so easy. It was so
No, but
simple. How?
because Ahmed was released, right? So the guy, right, the guy who said, right,
So the
how to
god
capture
of
Ahmed,
the god of death released them. It was
Yeah.
not because of the speed or the
that
heart
who
of
he
it.
was the
I
god of
understand
death,
that.
and he opened the
I
gates.
Os-
Because-
Osiris released them, na?
Yeah,
The whole point was it was happening so fast only because they had left so much for the last episode and they wanted to do it in such a short time. It was just it
Okay,
just felt too easy.
I
Things are
get
happening
your
so easily for
criticism.
them.
A lot of people also, I think, on Twitter have been saying that
And that's what I
why
feel.
all
I
episodes are
think
6
it was the
only.
editing issue in which I'm 100% sure they would have they wrote a longer scene, a longer dialogue, but they were cutting it so fast because they wanted to end up having that whole fight in the end. So they were cutting all those scenes for.
Even
at
I
this
was
moment.
surprised that they are bringing Steven so fast, so back. Like I didn't expect.
It
I
is-
knew
yeah,
it will come back, but
he
not
just
like
died.
5 minutes. The next episode done. He's back.
For me,
Yes.
like I had created a trajectory in my mind where it would go right after Steven freezes in the duat. Right. I thought what would happen is now Mark is stuck with Jake. So he
Oh.
always has to fight his violent personality. And Mark takes over, of course, the Moon Knight suit, but Jake Lockley takes over the Mr. Knight suit because Mr. Knight is way more violent, but diplomatic in the comic books. So it makes sense if Jake Lockley takes over that. But Steven comes back in season 2 and gives them the diplomacy of the thing, the
Yeah.
diplomatic angle to the character, So
Personality. Yeah.
so I thought that it would have been a risky move because Steven was the fan favorite. We have been following Steven's journey from the beginning,
Yeah.
right?
I would have also been okay had they had to get once they touch the heart. Mark becomes a stone, and Steven is the only one who remains alive, and then
that makes
Steven
no
lives
sense.
out. Maybe
It's
they would have
Mark's
shown,
body, right?
and they could have got him back also afterwards. But the point is, they could have shown like Steven had to go out and fight for Mark's life.
Hmm.
Since Mark had to come back and give his life for
But
Steven.
I think from the character arc for Mark is that he's giving up the heaven throughout his life, whatever he has faced, right?
Yeah.
He said, "This is the first time I experienced peace,"
Yeah, he says
and
that
he's
so
giving
quiet.
away that. That's the
He
whole.
says so
His
quiet.
arc is over there. Like I'm ready to give
Yes.
up that for Steven. So putting Mark in
But he did
stone
not
and
end
then
up giving
Steven
up.
has to.
They both got saved and they both just walked out of the gate.
So it was
just felt
so
too
it was
simple for
worth, right, giving up heaven. It was worth that you can now
Yeah,
leave.
that is
So
true.
that's the point.
Again, my point is, वो feeling भी नहीं आई with it. We didn't even feel that. Oh my God! Wow, Mark, thank you so much that you gave up. I was just feeling that, and then in the next 30 seconds, give out.
Yeah.
It,
See,
it, it was just too quick.
I get your point, but the thing is, you're wrong.
अरे यार.
It would have been. It was what was interesting is that Steven had been berated by Mark and Khonshu throughout the first 3 episodes, right? In the when he's finally when Mark actually rises up for Steven, it's also Mark rising up symbolically for his younger brother. You know, that's the parallel, right? Mark couldn't save his younger brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, when his mom used to hit him, he created his younger brother in his mind, according to the persona, right? You know, somebody he had to protect.
Do you
So
think?
he was,
Do you
so he
think?
was his younger brother throughout his life.
Do you think that time when he was getting beaten up, that time Jake's like
I
personality
heard
also?
that theory. Yeah, even I heard
Yeah.
the theory.
Some people are saying Khonshu like brought that personality in him.
Hmm.
I don't know how that works out, but
Sometimes,
because
But
I was
yeah, even in the
wondering,
comics, I've
I
heard
was
that
wondering if
because
Steven was
after
taking the
Khonshu,
beating, then why would he say? Why was he saying that I love my mother and she loves me and everything? Like if he's taking the beating and not Mark.
I think Mark was taking the beating. I feel.
No, because the mother was gonna come in. That's why that time he developed it, right? So he cannot face it. He was running away. That's what Layla tells him, right? You always run away from the problem.
hmm,
So
is that a logical flaw?
I didn't.
okay,
I think the thing is that reason is
I
that
probably
that's
have to
where
see the
Jake's
scene
character
again. I
comes
think.
in, who takes all the beating. So that's why he's so violent and
It
But
would.
yeah.
I have a theory. What if Jake killed their mom and both of them don't remember?
Yeah, even
Whoa.
I felt that in the
Oh
starting.
my
Yeah.
god, that
No,
is
no,
too
even I
dark,
felt that
dude.
starting.
Too dark for Maul.
We don't know. We saw Multiverse of Madness. I mean,
Okay. But yeah, okay, let's talk about Oscar Isaac.
just can I say one thing? One thing I really appreciated about the show is that they were not afraid to be vulnerable. You know, like for instance, even with the scenes about his mental health, you know how his mother screams at him.
Yeah.
You know, especially in Indian culture, we have deified mothers. You know, we look at our parents as God. Even a lot of previous Pixar films have done this.
Yeah,
But
I've
abhi
seen that. Yeah, I've seen that article or whatever that was.
true. Or मैंने I was thinking about it myself कि our parents are also human beings. Our parents are fallible, right?
Can you talk about that article also? Like what
Uh,
it was saying?
so basically, for example, if you look at an early Lion King is Pixar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Disney.
Disney,
So
not Pixar.
Disney.
That's Disney.
Older animated films are often are taken from Shakespearean dramas where children carry the sins of their father, you know, sins of their father, and it's always about them trying to avenge them, right? In a way.
Or living up to their legacy or like
Living up to their ideals. But अभी जैसे Turning Red में देख लो, you know, या look at this Moon Knight ही देख लो. It's about the fact that our parents are as flawed as us, like are more flawed, if not less flawed than us. Like we are the middle children of history. We are stuck between that space where the world is progressing. It's becoming world is progressing. We don't know what to believe in.
I actually had this like tweet also. Between Coco and Encanto, everything, everywhere, all of the time, and Turning Red, millennial
So,
filmmakers are slowly creating an entire
hmm,
genre of fantasy films where parents apologize.
yeah. That was a really nice like whoever noted it or wrote about it.
Yeah,
That's very, very interesting.
actually
I share this
Inside Out
with
के
you
time
guys.
से ही हो रहा है. Inside Out के time से हो रहा है.
Inside Out, actually, I think that was the first movie. Even I feel that
No,
was the
but
first
Inside
movie.
Out doesn't defy it, right?
No, but the point is they at least show the POV of the parents' mind also, while they are showing the struggles of the kid.
But it's not about
So no,
apologizing it, right?
we never saw a POV of the parents. Like the POV of the parents is just what they are expecting from you, or what are you giving them. That's all. But why, like what goes behind their head? That was something which was not explored before Inside Out. Inside Out would be like a teaser to the whole thing. But after the movie, after that, we have seen many things. Even I think even in what was that movie in which there was a guy who was a singer and all that, and he becomes a
Soul?
yeah, Soul. Yeah. So even in that movie, you got to know a lot about the mother and the son relation and everything. So eh, it's good that we are exploring that, like all those things in animation movies also.
Yeah.
I think superheroes are always seen as so perfect, right? They have the perfect life. It started with Peter Parker, and we have gotten characters like Mark Spector,
Yeah.
who are so mentally disturbed, but in the end they embrace the chaos, right?
Yeah.
And here is this antagonist who says chaos should be purged from your system. There shouldn't be any chaos. He's always talking about uh, solving the chaos. And even in the terms of mental illness, you overcome mental illness. It's always there to a certain extent. You overcome it. You become stronger than it, right? Here in this show also, they became stronger than that mental illness, and Khonshu was exploiting that mental illness, right? Of
Yeah.
course, every superhero film has the dramatic need of the protagonist trying to save the world, right? But here तुम्हारा dramatic need ये भी था कि they also need to embrace themselves. They also need to embrace all facets of themselves. And
Him,
Khonshu, the
Mark
objective,
Mark
uh,
accepting
Steven,
Steven is embracing yourself, right?
exactly.
Yep.
And Khonshu उसमें बाधा है. He's the impediment to that dramatic need, right? And by the end also, they don't achieve the dramatic need, which sets up season 2 with Jake Lockley.
Do you think we'll get season 2?
Huh?
Do you think we'll get a season 2?
We should. I mean, Moon Knight.
I think I was saying this to even Nona earlier, last time when we talked. I feel all of this, we are getting so many of these shows. I think in the last 1 year, we have got, like, in exactly last 14 months, we have got 6-7 TV series now. I don't see them having, like, I don't see all of them getting a season 2 because they still have in the future getting more shows now. Like
Midnight Suns announced हो गई है ना?
Sorry?
Midnight Suns.
What?
I think so that has been announced, but right now only one show is definitely show, and that is only Loki 2.
Yeah.
All the other shows, I don't think
The
so.
only season 2 till now. What if also?
WandaVision we're not getting for Winter Soldier we are getting Captain America 4, but I feel we are not getting. We'll only get these people in movies now, but we'll not get them in TV series.
But I don't know
Because
how Mark will
imagine having a Moon Knight after season 2 after 4 years. It won't make sense, right? I don't think so. They have any.
But maybe
more
what
scope.
if like he turns out in some movie or somewhere or some other show, like, a cameo
Midnight
or something.
Suns में हो सकता है, because what, I have a theory. Midnight Suns maybe R-rated because उसमें Blade है, Doctor Strange है, Blade है, Doctor Strange है, Ghost Rider है, and Daredevil है.
We have 3 of them already.
So, and we already know Jake Lockley is the violent personality. He is the one bound under Khonshu. What if Midnight Suns picks up with Jake Lockley, which allows you for blood and gore?
Interesting. Thomas, I'll not read your chat, dude. No Doctor Strange talking today, but tomorrow we'll talk about this. I read your thoughts. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, coming to Harrow, I kind of like his character that he was an ex, under Khonshu, and now he has become under Amit. And I like, at the end, Amit says that yours not balanced. Your scales are not balanced, but I want you because the one who was balanced, because of that, Alexander the Great, I was stuck for 2000 years. So that was really cool. But I want to talk about this philosophical point, right, of Amit versus Khonshu, the type of justice they deliver. What are your thoughts on that?
Amit and Khonshu
Is executing someone after they commit a crime, or before, if you know they're gonna commit a crime, execute them already?
Starting with your previous point, like there was a point where Dr. Harrow himself knew that releasing Amit would mean his death.
Yeah.
Because he also knows that his scales are not balanced.
Yeah.
And he says that I am not the vessel that you want. We have a whole army of people that you can choose from. But she says, no, I choose you, your death is delayed. You will die. Definitely, I'll kill you, but your death is delayed for a while because I want someone who is not as balanced as the previous vessel was. So there is this whole thinking of this guy, the villain. There is whole depth that all he is doing is not for himself to get power or something. He doesn't want power. He knows he's going to die as soon as as soon as Amit comes out, he's going to die. He knows. Still, he's doing that because the mental torture that he has gone through under Khonshu, he's so sick of that he has faced a lot of mental torture. His mental health is as fucked up as that he wants everybody to die. Everybody to get judged. Not to die, but everybody to get judged. Not on the things that they have done, but the things they might do in the future. And coming to your question, the contrasting thing between two, I don't know if you have read Civil War 2, the second Civil War in Marvel Comics. That is based on this, idea of judging people before they do anything. So the fight is between Iron Man and Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel, she wants to eliminate uh, criminals before they do the deed, before they commit a crime. And there is a future
How
scene
does she check?
aspect. There is
How
a
does she check?
child and all. So there is a child who is basically a cosmic entity, and she tells that this person is going to do something. So they kill Bruce Banner also in that. They kill the Hulk because in future he's going to do something. So they have the special arrow and Hawkeye kills Hulk, and there's a whole storyline. And Iron Man doesn't want to do that. Iron Man wants that if somebody does something wrong, he should get the punishment. Captain Marvel is like, before they do something wrong, we should punish them so nothing bad happens. And this is the same idea that we see here. Like Khonshu is someone as fucked up as a god he is. He punishes those who have done something wrong. But Amit is not that, and she's not just about justice. That I want to stop evildoers and all that. She wants to gain power herself, right? She consumes souls of the people, as you see in the last episode. And so she is not just about the justice part, that I want to stop evildoers, or I want to stop people from doing evil things. I want to stop people from having evil thoughts. She's not just about that. That's just a facade, to gain followers.
No, I don't agree.
So, like, so
So, Harneet, what we just
listen
mentioned,
up.
it was very similar to even the Winter Soldier movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Captain
that.
America 2 also has a similar thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
they want to
yeah.
kill
But
off
the
those
thing
people
was that
who
was
were gonna hurt them
biased,
in the
right?
future.
That was biased because Hydra will
That
decide
was
who's
biased.
wrong.
That was like,
I know that was
yeah.
biased.
So
But
that was
my
like
point is,
people who will oppose Hydra,
even
they will kill
even
them.
justice and what is wrong is also someone's point of view, right?
Exactly.
It's about
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
exactly,
you
exactly.
feel is wrong. If I feel if it was my decision to make and I say killing is not wrong, then tomorrow killing is not wrong, right? Then
That is the point I'm coming to. Like having, so there is this theory. I read a lot of psychological thrillers and psychological journals. There is this thing like, does having evil thoughts constitute to being evil? Like the people who have wrong thoughts in their mind about, when you are angry, you want to kill someone. When you are
I
very mentally stressed,
I
does
just
that
I just
constitute
want
to
to
being
clarify
evil?
one thing. I'm taking on the face value of what Harrow said in the first episode, that
Yeah.
even if like today you're thinking, maybe not thinking and all, but tomorrow there'll be one day you're gonna do it. It's like fate. You are gonna commit it. That's why your scales are not balanced.
So,
I'm assuming
that's
that
not that simple in
I don't
MCU. Even
know.
in
I'm my
MCU and in
point
life,
of debate is
it's not
that
that
I don't know
simple.
how it really works, and what if, and all the
So, in this
things about it.
MCU also, they are judging people on judging people on a single timeline that you will do that. But in MCU, they have shown that your thoughts and your actions define different timelines, right?
I just
So,
had a
going
very
by that logic, if you think, yeah, right.
Ahmed believes in astrology, Khonshu doesn't.
basically, yeah.
So,
He's a Gemini.
if we boil down,
He's a
if we
Gemini.
boil it down to very basic thing,
He's a Gemini. He's definitely a
if we
Gemini.
boil it down to very basic thing, so doing something in future does not make you evil right now. And you dying because you might do something in very far off future, that doesn't constitute to you being judged and you being killed. So that is the thing that obviously defines differentiate both of them.
So your
Bro,
answer
it's-
is Amit is wrong.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, she's taking
Obviously.
a lot of choice.
Yeah.
A lot of choice is what.
Ahmed is definitely wrong. I think what Nona wants to ask is whatever facade she was trying to create, was that wrong or right? I think that's Nona's question.
Like I think we in episode 1 only, like episode 2.
You can see the hypocrisy.
Harrow takes him to that
finale.
place, right? Harrow takes him to that place, and all that place was supposed to be like poor people living and everything, and how that has
No.
transformed and everything.
If you want to see the hypocrisy, you can see it in the finale. Like the whole thing about Amit is she will judge you. If your scales don't balance, you will die. But as soon as she comes out of a tomb, Harrow is judged. His scales are not balanced, and just because she wants him to be his vessel, he will not be killed. So you can see the hypocrisy there. Like for her own gain, she will not kill the person that
So
needs to be
it's
killed.
not absolute.
Her own rules.
It's not absolute. It's
It's not
conditional.
absolute. Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
Both Ahmed and Khonshu are both wrong. Khonshu talks about justice, but he uses Mark as a hitman,
Exactly.
own personal hitman. You know.
Like
Even-
he's
that's the
he's
whole
more
thing,
of
like,
a
it's about who is making those rules, who is wrong or not. That is the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Like I think in the show,
he's more of a manipulator.
Ahmed's rules- Exactly. Even Ahmed,
Like he's
even
manipulating
Ahmed's
everyone.
rules-
Ponchu is manipulating
even Ahmed's
also.
rule, Harrow is okay. For Ahmed
Yeah.
also, even for the rules she has made, Harrow is okay, and that's why she's like, okay, I'll keep you alive, and that's
Yeah.
what I feel. Even in the first episode, that's what they have put forward. In the first episode, the first person Harrow kills is a super old woman,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense. Like how you actually want to feel like how can she be?
And what constitutes to wrong? Like there is this big discussion in Batman movie, and people are making jokes about it also. Like in Gotham, what constitutes to bad? Like if you pirate a movie, does Batman kill you or does Batman punish
Yeah.
you? So that's the whole conversation in this also. Like what constitutes to being
need to
wrong
watch a movie
when you are
in
being
Gotham.
judged?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't watch a pirated movie in Gotham.
I'm
So,
in the
like-
shadows. And the crimes are happening, and he's in my my room watching pirated.
I also saw one एक बंदा है, he comes out of a mall and he leaves his cart unattended, and he turns and Batman is there.
So like what? How
Is
can
that
you be
also
judged?
wrong? How wrong is
How
that?
can you be judged for something that you have not done, and what levels are there? Like what constitute is murder wrong? Is kidnapping on same par, or like is
See,
shoplifting
I think
on
the
the
show
same
never
par?
defines that because we never see Moon Knight doing the superhero stuff.
And that's the point,
what is,
right?
like,
It's
he's
very
doing-
ambiguous.
Yeah, so
It's very ambiguous. It's for
the
Amit
show
to
hasn't,
decide.
hasn't defined anything.
Like,
Yeah, so
if-
it's
who
for
does-
Amit to decide.
Who does Khonshu tells Mark Spector to kill? Like, who are these people? We never see that on screen. It's only
And they
told
show
to us
all-
as he had done that.
So
and the
in
fact
the 5th episode, they show also that Khonshu has told Mark Spector to kill some people whom he doesn't know. Like, who are these people? Just Khonshu had said that these are bad people, you just kill them. So Khonshu is not
Also, one
right,
more thing,
and Amit is also
was-
not right here.
was whenever he was going blackout, was it always Jake or was it always Mark?
So in the first episode, it was like we were in
Yeah.
Stephen's
The whole
from Stephen's
train,
way,
like the
and it
yeah.
was cutting back to Mark. We are thinking. In episode 2 also same happens. 3 opposite happens. We are in Mark's position, and then we are cutting back to maybe Stephen. Maybe.
can I
then
just
when does finally Jake starts coming up?
Can I
First
just
thing
ask one question?
yeah, okay.
it's related to this. Who created who? Mark created Steven. Did Steven create Jake?
So the thing is that even possible? Can he create a like? Let's not go to Mr. Robot.
because
I think I like that. I like the idea that Steven is creating Jake because if Mark had created Jake, Mark would know about it, and Steven is itself not exist. That's why Mark doesn't know who has Steven created, and Steven already doesn't exist. That's why he is not able to tell that to Mark.
it's like a domino effect. Now, for instance,
It's a common effect, exactly. And that's why I feel that's why Mark will never get to know, or maybe Mark is not able to directly control Jake because it is coming through a barrier of Steven, and Steven already is pretty weak, if I can say that, and that's why he's not able to control when Jake is coming or not.
so I have one scene to like support this. For instance, when Steven, for example, when they see uh, the body, okay, let me just say the body of Mark standing near the car and watching and drinking and not going to his mother's funeral.
That's
neither
Mark.
Steven,
No,
neither
that's
Steven,
Mark.
no, Mark doesn't remember it. Mark says, I don't
No,
remember it.
he does. He doesn't say because he doesn't want to
Mark
tell
remembers.
Steven that
Yeah,
she's
he
dead,
remembers.
mother is dead. So that is Mark, and Steven is looking at him. That what really happened
Then
because he was not there, right?
Jake comes in. For a moment,
Yes.
Jake comes in.
Yeah, Mark was the one
No, when
who
Jake
saw that
comes
his
in.
mother has died.
Yes.
See,
No, Jake was not there.
Okay, wait. Let me clarify thing. When Mark left his home, right? He didn't need to bring out Steven because he was happy. He married Layla and everything. You know, and until the mom died, and he said it, right? It happened 2 months before the show, when the show is happening. 2 months before it happened, and then where Steven started coming back because he was in pain again. Because the mother died.
And in fact, Steven came very strong, and that's why he always needed Mark's. He always needed Steve's permission to come back. Like Mark needed that permission. And I think maybe that's why they actually physically moved from US to UK also.
What if Mark isn't lying? What if he doesn't remember? What if he
No,
doesn't?
it's not about him. Remember, it was Mark. It was Mark
So,
standing
the
outside, and he
thing
didn't
is-
want to go in
No,
to
no.
see his attend
Yes.
his mother's funeral.
So the thing is, his mother dies. Mark goes there and he sees that his mother has died. And then he was drinking and he walks from there, and suddenly Steven appears. And he's like,
because
where am
again
I?
that
And
pain
he-
comes out.
Yeah.
To fight that pain,
Yeah.
Steven again after a long time comes back.
Yeah, Mark knows that his mother is dead.
For me, it was Jake. You know, Steven found his mom. Steven thought somewhere, that maybe Mark found out, his mom died. Jake came out, okay, to deal with this, and then Steven comes out.
No, Jake was nowhere
Jake-
there in the
We,
scene.
we didn't see Jake throughout the
think
show
Jake
until the
for
post-credit
the-
scene.
No,
We
no,
didn't
no,
see
no.
him
I think
anywhere.
Jake.
Except that
I
tomb
think Jake
in
was
the
there.
tomb way in episode 4.
No, Jake
I
was
feel
nowhere
we-
there.
I feel we saw Jake during the dream sequence also.
No,
Sorry,
we-
not the dream sequence, but basically the dream sequence, but in the mental asylum with.
Oh yeah, we did. Why
It's not
I'll
him.
tell- the scene cuts back.
Very fast.
People,
It's for like only 1-2 minutes.
1-2
it's for,
minutes
no,
Yeah.
or seconds.
So the scene
Minutes,
cuts back
minutes,
3
minutes.
times to the asylum. 3 times.
Yeah.
One for each personality. Okay.
Exactly.
One when Mark is dealing with it, one when Steven is dealing with it, and one when he's like, this is all great, and he just takes that pyramid to stab the other 2 people,
That was Jake. That was 100% Jake.
New Rockstar didn't mention that.
Really?
No, it
And
didn't. Like I've heard this theory that one of them was Jake because one of them he was bruised up, and it like next time it came it was Mark and he was not bruised up. So something was going up there, but we saw one more, that coffin, which was shaking, which was definitely Jake, and at the end we saw Jake in the post-credit scenes, and also there were 2 moments in the show where we saw that we knew that it was neither Mark or Steven. One in episode 3, where they are suddenly at the top of the cliff and he has killed 2-3 people, and he's asking Steven, "Did you do it?" And he said no. And then in the finale, where they both know that someone else is there. We both didn't do this. So yeah.
I wonder when Jake comes out, what costume does he wear?
The like they haven't made a costume, but the costume designer said that if they do season 2 whatever, he'll design it to the black costume of Moon Knight in the comics. So he has a black costume in the comics, so that will he'll put for Jake. That's what I've heard, like,
Seems about right. Yeah.
because he's like
You know,
very
one
angry.
out of the conversation, one point that I didn't like was Mr. Knight being Steven's suit, not another personality.
So basically, we are getting Bully Isaac. We're getting Bully Isaac now.
Yeah.
So in the
Basically,
comics,
yeah.
what Varun told me in the comics, Mark is one of the personality. No, sorry, Mark is whatever, one guy. And then Moon Knight and Doctor Knight are two different personalities.
No.
They are not
No,
Steven
no,
or
no,
Jake
no.
Lockley.
That is not true.
No. Mark is Moon Knight in the comics, but Steven is not Mr. Knight.
There's no
Mr.
Steven,
Knight is
I
a
heard.
different personality. No, there is Steven. But Mr. Knight is a different entity who is a detective who works with the police, and he's a different personality altogether. In the show, what they did was Mr. Knight was just a costume for Steven. In the comics, he's a different personality.
But they never called it Mr. Knight. I think that's how they.
Yeah, they never called it. Yeah.
But I really
and
like.
that is something which Marvel does a lot. Like, even for WandaVision, like Wanda is never called Scarlet Witch until the WandaVision show, right? And we knew her since like for a long time. But the reason the way they convinces us that like this is the Scarlet Witch, she was only Wanda only before that. That was that was a decision which they made apparently in 2015 only. But yes, they never called Scarlet Witch until WandaVision.
Yeah.
So
Grief is what transforms Wanda into Scarlet Witch. So grief is what transforms Mark Spector into
What is grief if not?
love persevering.
love perseverance.
Vision knows everything, man.
We
But,
had a
Acha, I have to go.
Acha,
I have to go.
I feel like
I
being
have to go. Good night. Good night, everyone. I have to go. I have something urgent coming up.
Okay.
I
So
thought like
in
talking
Doctor
about Doctor Strange,
Strange,
that's fine.
you know that scene when
Bye.
Yeah, but you know what? When America says that,
okay, we'll not talk
bola
about.
wala
We still
vision
will still not say because in the chat some people don't want to.
yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to talk about? Do you think season?
Can we-
I asked it. I think.
Yes. Can we talk about that scene after Moon Knight has fought and Khonshu appears in different places, while talking to Mark, and Mark has the body. When he tells ki I will take Layla as my
In
next
episode 2, right? When he breaks that
after
mirror,
that fight.
breaks the mirror. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Because some scenes are so cool. Like for instance, when Steven is running through the bunker and he just sees Khonshu turning around and shadow he can see the Moon Knight costume, right?
Yeah.
So
There's
these
some really, really well done shots. Like in the finale, right? When Moon Knight is down, and we see in the sky, Amit has pushed Khonshu down, and the camera is rotating, and Harrow is walking towards him. That's a
that was
really
so
amazing
good.
shot.
Hmm.
Yeah. There are too many parallels actually in that moment. Even Harrow was getting beaten down whenever
Yeah.
Amit was
That was such a
losing the
cool
fight.
That was such a cool
Yeah,
scene.
that was too cool.
And the
Yeah,
way
and that phase, I think that was the peak of the show for me. I know episode 5 was great and everything, but I think they knew what they were doing at that time. And I like when a show knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
I
that
like
was
how
my
they
favorite part.
throughout the fight, how they changed between.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
he
it
was
was
holding his
so
cape,
good.
and he just changed into suit one, so he cannot hold
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
beautiful.
And even that part when Steven is fighting with those sticks, like just hand to hand combat in
Yeah.
that scene. And it's like that जैसे hallway scenes होता है ना, ऐसे camera पीछे चला जाता
Yeah.
है and
He
एक के
says
बाद
when
एक
he says to Lila that I have some new tricks, and he goes on
हाँ.
fighting.
And he does
How
this.
much sad for
he does
you?
This.
Yeah.
He does this.
Like he does like this,
Does
this,
this.
and it fights back.
I actually
Uh,
like Steven way more than I like Mark. And I like Steven's costume also more.
Yeah.
For some
He's
reason.
such a likable character, you know.
Yeah. So
Like when he sees Laila in the costume, like he comes out and like, oh, you look so amazing.
no.
I cannot do accents, man. Farhan says after seeing the post-credit scene in Jake Lock, I'm
Oh,
Jake's lack of surprise Fight Club reference. I'm Jake's lack. Also, they didn't mention there were like some dead bodies, right? Where he went to get in the post-credit scene. Are they dead bodies or he just made them unconscious? Because there was
He
blood next
killed
to
them,
them.
na. He
खून
killed
निकल
all
रहा
of them, na.
So I was wondering, like, were they bad people that he killed them?
No,
Jake doesn't give a fuck about it, na. That's why he kills Harold at the end.
But that's
Because
Khoshu wants, right?
Konshu is an asshole too, just like Ahmed.
it's like
He's
assholes
also an
bonding.
asshole.
It's like an asshole seminar. It's like
Yeah.
But I love that Khoshu sitting in a
Harold is like
suit
कि only for
inside.
Mark I'm like, hey, I need justice and everything. But whenever I want to kill someone, na, for no reason also, I have Jake.
Do you think if season 2 comes out, we'll revisit some of the season 1 moments and we will realize, oh shit, it was Jake and how Jake comes in?
Marvel never does that. No way. I
But
don't expect
dude,
Marvel
Marvel
to do that.
doesn't does what they did in the show. No referencing MCU, nothing,
No,
just a
I know,
standalone
but I
thing.
think they have so much in Moon Knight. They have so much to explore. They don't need to come back.
No, not
They,
like
they,
the
they,
whole show is not like from Jake's perspective, but at some moment, 5 minutes, like a flashback, like what
I
was the
at least
thing,
want to
and
see Jake fight. That's something I want to see.
okay.
I think we were robbed of at least one scene of Jake fighting or Jake actually
I feel
taking
like
over.
we have kind of dealt with the Egyptian thing and him being the god and gods everything. We covered the basics. Now I would like to see him team up with some Daredevil or like the street level characters, not Thor and Avengers or
That's
nothing like that.
such a typical Marvel fan
Dude,
expectation
it's from
from
the
Marvel.
comics. Okay, don't say that.
I know,
It's from the
I know. I'm
comics.
just saying that like right now, that's what we want. We want one character to come in, do a very good standalone show, and then can we next see them with Iron Man? Can we next see them with Spider Man? Like
yeah,
that is our expectation. So
but
can we
but
just have Moon Knight just for Moon
but
Knight?
we have to
I
remember
wish we can do that.
we have to remember things like this diluted Spider-Man's character, to a certain extent. When he was left alone without Iron Man, to a certain extent, he became Iron Boy Jr., which they retconned in No Way Home. They did.
They had to.
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't feel that in any of the films.
Are
I'm
yeah,
not a
he's a
big
big
fan.
far from home fan apparently.
I'm not a big fan of him having so much tech to help him. Like I think that takes away from him being Spider-Man. But I like that in both films and before No Way Home, he doesn't have the suit or doesn't have the powers. Like he has to think something of himself and fight. And I think that's a product or byproduct of having Spider-Man in MCU, the way they did. So it's like you want to have Spider-Man, but no, it shouldn't have anything related to Iron Man. It doesn't make sense. That's how they set, like they introduce him into the story. So
Moon Knight's greatest strength is his mental illness. I love it.
Yeah.
my
Farhan
superpower,
says,
my superpower is my crippling depression.
Farhan says if Jake Lockley existed in real life, you would all be resting in peace, just not the way you would expect. All right.
और Jake जब आएगा, I want full John Wick-esque sequences.
It would be more worse
The
than that.
thing
Like he
I
would
want
be like
to
more dark than that.
I want to address, Sahil says that's typical fans want, bring all the characters and introduce more. I feel like Marvel is the only one who can do that. If I really
My
want to
point is
see,
they are already
if
doing
I
it
really
for
want to see a
so
show
many
like this, I would watch Mr.
I'm
Robot.
saying
If
that
I
they're
just want a
doing it,
standalone
already
thing.
doing that for so many shows, so many movies. We never thought Doctor Strange and Wanda will come together, but now we have them together.
Yeah.
But let's have at least one show like Moon Knight, which remains like in which Moon Knight remains the primary character. You want to get someone else for a episode or two, I'm okay with that. Something which I think they did for, I would say, for
Daredevil season
Winter
2.
Soldier and Falcon.
For
Like
Daredevil season 2, what do you think?
Sorry?
With Punisher.
yeah, even for there was season 2.
you can
I'm okay with that. Sorry.
Amit और खॉन्शो का पूरा philosophy आप Punisher और Daredevil के वो rooftop scene से समझा सकते हो.
Dude, I've gone back to see that scene so many times. But I feel like the editing in the trailer
Good
for
one.
that scene is so good it doesn't have the same impact when you watch that episode, like that scene in when it plays off. Because in the trailer, of course, the edit is different, and there are beats, and it's oh shit, I'm better than you. Like whatever the dialogues were. Oh man.
Matlab, I don't know, but I
you
feel
you hit them, they get back up. I hit them, they stay down. So yeah, I love that scene. That's my favorite. Like my ranking for Daredevil is Daredevil season 2 Punisher part, Daredevil season 3, Daredevil season 1, and the last is Daredevil season 2 next part with Elektra and everything. That was really bad.
For me, season 3 is the best. I mean,
I think Elektra, whenever she comes in any movie or show for Daredevil, it is bad movie.
Only Kevin Feige can fix it, man.
Yeah, he can do anything.
I still can't see Daredevil teaming up with other characters after Defenders for some reason.
He's coming. Defenders.
He's coming for sure, right?
He's coming for She-Hulk. Right? He's coming for
She-Hulk.
They're doing a show on Echo, man. I'm really surprised. Even before, like, we saw that character in Hawkeye, like, so.
Apparently, Sony is doing many movies.
Oh my God, let's not go
Spider-Man
there.
kind of.
Please.
Why are they doing it?
They announced some L something, and that character doesn't even have his own comic book. He showed up 5-6 times in comics, like a side or someone.
I don't know what they're doing.
And everyone on everywhere, like all the
even this.
I never heard of this character.
Madam Web thing. I have no hope for the Madam Web also.
They're doing Venom 3. They are doing Spider, whatever that web. They are doing this like they are doing this Hunter the Craven, like whatever Craven the Hunter.
Craven the Hunter also. Craven the Hunter, I don't know, and they don't even have Spider-Man also with them right now.
You need to.
I don't know what.
Bring Andrew Spider-Man, bring Craven, and make Craven the last hunt.
That was supposed to be
I don't feel like
that was supposed to be even Spider-Man No Way Home was supposed to be around that only in the starting, and they wanted to bring Captain Marvel in that movie.
And then they were like, "What if multiverse?" And like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What if all the three Spider-Man?
What if we do? What if nostalgia?
Do you guys know that Spider-Man No Way Home was supposed to come out after Doctor Strange, and
Yes,
American Chavez was supposed to show up?
Can I say that after? Can I say something about that when we
don't say anything.
Do the
any spoiler from that? Yeah.
No. I'll say this tomorrow only.
Okay.
I just can't take the name America Chavez seriously. I can't.
I am saying that right now. It was such a big distraction that they are fucking in America, and her name is America, and
she's running on the street and like America.
And there was this one episode, one dialogue.
No. Wait. Okay, we are back, guys. We are back. We had to cut short due to some technical issue. But we are back.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, man. Anything? Let's talk about Layla. I really like her character. I'm crushing on her badly. What else? Like, I love that we got to have her in costume.
Yeah. I love her wingsuit, yeah. I love her wingsuit, wings and all stuff.
And people are comparing that with, Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, she flew, right? She flew, right? In the sixth episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, okay, both of them flew.
Even Moon Knight was flying. I think the comics he has a moon-shaped plane, like how Batman has a Batwing. So I think they're just flying him now. Other than that,
the costume was great. No complaints on the costume.
Yeah.
Moon Knight. I think everything about Oscar Isaac, Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, costume, acting, performance, everything was
I think VFX some places, but some places are outstanding. Yeah.
Yeah, that part is 100% was 10 on 10. No complaints. I think that's whenever even in the future, if we want to make an argument for why this was a great TV show, it will always be surrounding Oscar Isaac's performance.
But I even want to talk about how, first of all, Oscar Isaac, like, you literally feel like these are two different characters interacting.
Oh,
and second of all, also the technology, when they're interacting, they're touching each other, hugging each other. It looks so flawless, So then that also adds a lot. And I have to give them.
Even in that scene when he is holding up the mirror and it's like, Steven, you're up in the desert, know, and his expression changes.
And it didn't cut. And mostly they do like they did that. They break the 180-degree rule. To show the transition, it's Mark or it's Steven.
They move from here to here, and then the new person comes in.
But that desert scene when he does it, the camera is on just on him, and he's like Mark,
can I say something?
and then suddenly it becomes
not
Steven.
Really convinced when Lila did that. It didn't work for me. When Lila did the same thing, it didn't feel that she was switching that flawlessly. She was doing it. She was doing her best.
I think it was a lot of distraction. Also, the things are falling, and a lot of things.
But it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like she was doing it flawlessly, or if this was the best she was able to do. And maybe that's also because Oscar was doing it so good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think we
the
were
comparison is there, right? So
and I think
Oscar was so good in that.
I think voice का भी association यहाँ पे matter करता है, because the hippo's voice is coming out, Tavarit's voice is coming out of Layla, right? When they are having a
conversation. She was not the one who was speaking.
No, I think she was only the one talking.
And she was speaking with that
way of talking.
Way of.
But I love the guy, like the security guard, who was dead and talking to Layla, that Mark is telling you to do this, all of that. Remember? Like the way he was like getting up, I'm dead.
Yeah.
The actor did such a good job, dude. Like, he was so
true.
good. Like he got the mannerism, like
good.
I'm a dead, but I'm like hippo, so I have to act like this.
And even this was smart. They made someone die, and then so that she could talk to her through a dead person. That was a very smart move.
Also in that scene, someone pointed out that one guard was survived because he was see the face of a good man. But that time even Layla was there and nothing happened to her. So people are saying even her scales are balanced.
That's a possibility. She was always the good girl.
Yeah, I don't know like how that works out.
Yeah, a good girl. Yeah, that's possible. Also, do you realize there were a couple of times when Harun knew that somebody is there.
Yeah.
That was Layla only, and he didn't do anything. And then at the end, when Amit is also up, he's like, "Hey, there's somebody."
Like when Khonshu shows up,
no one can.
He's like, someone released Khonshu, go check. And we never see what really happened, like who checked. But she also killed one guy, right? When in the 6th episode starting, we see him he shot them down, and then he keeps a scar on him. And that time Layla like catches someone and kills there in front, like
even at that time Harun is like, it's okay, somebody's dying, it's okay.
No, he doesn't know someone's dying. After
he hears some voice and he doesn't even send someone to go and check.
Because they were leaving, right? He knew that Layla is there.
Also, Harun knew that Layla is around that place. He should have tried to find her also. And I think that's the reason I believe Harun has already checked her skills, and Harun already knows that she is good somehow. And that is the reason he's never trying to attack Layla at all in any scene, any movie.
Okay.
Sorry, in any scene or in any episode, even in that episode when Harrow and Steven meet for the first time in Egypt and all that, even at that time they do not he doesn't send that dog whatever thing behind Lala. He only sends it behind Steven.
Because he has a personal vendetta with Khonshu as well, no? And Mark is kind of representing Khonshu. उसका justice के बारे में था ही नहीं. He was always thinking कि, you know what, Khonshu, I can do better than you. He's like trying to get back at a toxic ex or something.
अरे यार.
Like it is literally
कहाँ
that.
से लाता है तू ये सब?
It's literally that. I mean, हाँ वही है ना. And he's always like, हाँ, even in the card scene, हाँ, तुमको जो करना है तुम कर लो. And then suddenly Jake comes in and like, thuk, done. Chapter closed.
I think we've covered everything, I guess. We've covered all the aspects.
Yeah, and Khonshu in the suit also looks badass. Like
Khonshu looked good throughout. And he's supposed to be like a god in an image or whatever, so if he doesn't look realistic, it's okay. Like he's supposed to be alienate, like kind of a thing.
Sometimes he's too cool for a god also. In some scenes, he was just too cool. He was like this. How do you speak like that? It's just like too swaggy kind of person.
You know what? Watching the show, what made me happy was that how authentic the show was, and now I'm more excited for Miss Marvel. And today also announcement like it was officially confirmed Farhan Akhtar is doing a cameo in that show.
But पहले भी तो पता ही था.
It was a rumor. It was not confirmed. Today it's
No,
confirmed. He also shared it.
but Nona, but at least I know one thing. Nona has been very positive about Miss Marvel for a long time since the teaser game and all that.
Yeah, I'm being positive, but I'm now more because my only worry was will they depict it really well? You know, I'm sure
My only
a
worry is
Pakistani
that-
living in
that
America
they
and an
will
Indian
show-
living is very similar. Will be very similar, at least culture-wise.
No,
So-
actually, it's similar only. Yeah, here, the way people, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, and Indians, they all live the same life here in US. Everyone,
yeah,
especially in New Jersey, they all are so same. You can't even distinguish between them, and they all live in harmony. Even that's something
That's
I want to mention.
you know that's the point, right?
But-
we were same people. We just got divided. You know,
Yeah,
during
in
independence.
USA,
That's it.
we don't feel like that. Trust me,
Yeah.
we all are very chill and all that. And I believe a lot of times we don't even refer to what is happening in India. Like by that I mean we don't refer to what divides us in India or in the Asian countries. Here we don't talk about that. My issue with Miss Marvel is that I feel they might show this movie and they expect that Indians or Asians would also relate with this. But this, I don't think so. They will be able to relate with this. Only ABCDs, we call it ABCDs, American Born Confused Desies. Only ABCDs will be able to relate with Miss Marvel, and that should be the whole case.
That's the first time.
That's
I heard
what
it.
that's what they all call us people.
Like the
But
NRIs,
I
right?
believe NRIs is what we call us. For Indians, we are NRIs.
Yeah.
For Americans, like we are like for Indians here in USA, we people who are born here, so we call it ABCDs. American born confused bases. NRIs could be people who are not even born in America.
Yeah. But let's see, man. I'm hopeful. Also, I love that in the teaser we were shown that she like there's a scene also we go to Pakistan maybe, or her village or like there's a scene of her running through a farm, which looks like maybe a flashback.
It could be a
or
flashback scene.
whatever.
Could be a
Yeah.
flashback
बस
scene.
Eternals जैसा Bollywood dance now.
Arey yaar. You know, after watching the movie, I didn't mind it because I felt they were trying to do that he's like a,
Bad.
that bad actor, like that Star Kid kind of a thing, and just doing whatever.
I don't know, but he was not he was not looking like a good. He was not looking like a Bollywood actor. He was looking like an American guy only. Who
Like the
doing
dance was
everything.
horrible. Like even the supporting actors, right?
It was mocking.
It
was
felt
just mocking,
like
but-
it is started by a
It was
foreigner,
mockery.
not Indian. That they should have got Farah Khan. Like
Yeah.
Indian dance has this lachak
Flair.
bollo ya. It is
Flair होता है थोड़ा बहुत. For Indian dance
The-
is more than just steps. They were
Yeah.
just doing steps.
they were yeah.
They were
They are
not-
very choreographed. Like
Yeah.
what do you call
it's
it?
like,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Measured,
Let's do that. It's not
measured.
like this.
Like they have
Yeah,
to be
we
flow.
We don't do 1, 2, 3, 4.
We don't do
Exactly.
flow. We are like break the flow. We like energy is more than that, and you can easily tell if
Exactly,
it's an Indian really authentic dance or not. With that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but other than that, I
If
like
you
they
remember
called
that
nepotism and
there's
all.
a song which came long back, Lean On. Remember?
हाँ हाँ.
No.
That was like that's how Americans think how Indian dances are. And even this also they did the same only, like just put some like this kind of steps and this kind of steps.
But
That's
Lean
all.
On has a cool step though. It has a cool step.
Yeah, it has a cool step. It has a cool step.
That
but
one
yeah,
is
it has
very
a cool
cool.
step. Yeah, that's true. I will give you that. Yeah.
Like
We're all
Indian,
right.
Indian dances usually have a hook step. They didn't even have a hook step, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the song was not even in Hindi or whatever. It was in English. Like the song also felt not Indian.
मुझे याद
I
ही
don't
नहीं
remember.
है.
I don't remember it.
You should
I
not
just
know.
remember Eternals का final climax.
हाँ वो याद आता है, वो तो last scene है, अच्छा था वो.
Man, I think I'm actually making a video on this that taking the scene from what's the film यार? अरे वो band वाली film like
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
मैं मजा पड़ा.
Are you rushing? That scene. That scene of are you rushing or are you dragging? So
हाँ.
that's
dragging, yeah.
actually my statement on MCU Phase 4. Like
Oh, nice.
they
Good
are
one.
neither like
Good
it's
one.
sometimes in some movies they're just rushing and some movies they are dragging. You know, like Eternal should have been dragged. Like slow it down. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't have any connection to Avengers, anything like that. Just be standalone. They didn't do that with Eternals, and that's the biggest issue for that. You know. And then No Way Home was like rushing. It was like so fast. Everything, multiverse, everything happened, and it's all done. Bye bye, Tata. So I think like that's the major flaw right now with them. I think they should just stick to. I think that's why I like Doctor Strange. That it stick to just its story and not care about what has to come and connect everything and all of that. But
Actually,
yeah, we'll talk about Doctor Strange tomorrow.
actually, Khonshu's character is a lot like Fletcher, no? If you think about it. He wants his protege to be the best, but he will take the most violent methods, make him the best. Huh?
Okay.
Kind of
Okay,
like that.
no,
That topic is sometime we'll discuss because
but
I have some
he
thoughts
still
also on
cares
that.
a lot about a student, but I don't think so. Khonshu cares that much about
Obviously,
Mon.
Khonshu cares. Khonshu cares in
Not
a way.
that much.
Dude, PM cares. Why not Khonshu?
No, no. Khonshu
And that's
cares.
where we end the stream, guys. That's it. Thank you for watching. Dr. Strange stream tomorrow. Do join us for that. Like, share, subscribe, and keep geeking out.